Feel. This feeling right now, man, I swear it feel. Yeah, it's all about us.
2, 1. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. All right.
If you want to roll with my Glock, pretty about hot.
Welcome
What
to
up?
episode 20 of the Socially Awkward Podcast. I am A-Side host Justin.
And I am the Z side. And that's just Z, one letter, baby. Make it easy. Unlike Justin with 8 letters or whatever the hell, you do the math. It's boring. It's too many to count. It's more than 3, which is the longest my name has to be.
All right, man. Well,
Anyways.
welcome to episode 20. We're hitting it off. We're starting off a little spicier than typically.
Or should we say episode 2.0?
And I think
Because I feel like, now this is the first time we've ever done this, but we dedicated a day beforehand to really just iron out what the show is going to be. We've just been, what'd you say we've been doing?
I mean, we basically just been showing up, dude, and whipping our dicks out.
That's what it is.
trying to see who's here to party.
Dude, God, you told me that. That was the funniest thing I'd ever heard of the weekend.
That's what it feels like, man. It's what it felt like, because like you're all about no show notes at all or nothing.
Well, I thought I was, but I think the main thing is I just needed that confidence in the beginning.
So I literally felt like I was just coming here and whipping it out and
yeah, we have been.
And you know, I think having a little bit of structure is going to help, because it helps break things up and it helps us keep things a little more organized.
Well, yeah, and I feel more prepped, and then I don't have to
on topic too.
Yeah,
you know,
on topic.
More time sensitive.
Know what I'm going to be getting into. Know what I'm going to be talking about.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'll tell you what. I noticed you eating a little Hershey's Kiss, man. How nice was it growing up in school when teacher would toss you over a little Hershey's Kiss when you answered the question right? How nice was that?
Top 10.
You get a little Hershey's Kiss for answering the question right?
It probably maintains top 10 position for me all time.
There's always the older, sweet, nice teachers, too.
I think back then, though, I'd probably put that at a 1 or a 2, right next to, like...
That's the equivalent of getting a $5 bill, I think.
Well, from the Tooth Fairy, or I think that's the equivalent of, like, your crush maybe kissing you or writing you a note that says, do you like me, yes or no?
I didn't get a ton of that. You know what, dude? When I was real young, I did, and I'd get chased around, and then I started getting thick, and I couldn't run, really, so... They stopped chasing. When you stop running, they stop chasing.
All right, so then for you, that's like that's your peak, is getting that Hershey Kiss tossed at you.
Yeah, that was nice. For a little thickened like myself at that time, yeah, it was nice. The little Sour Punch straws, dude, they'd give you like the one Sour Punch straw. They either give you a blue one, a red one, or a green one. Personally, I like all flavors, but I give green, I put green numero tres. So... was kind of all set on the green one, but it's like, dude, I answered that fucking question. You're going to give me a green? You're not going to give me a blue? There's 60 blues. I just answered. I put my hand up. I stuck it so far up the ceiling to get an answer right, because I knew I was going to get a Sour Punch straw. And you give me the green?
I don't see anything wrong with getting a green, dude. I think
don't give me the green. No, I'm not being a bitch.
No, I think
because you put in work, dude, to answer those questions, especially a kid like me, dude.
If you get a yellow, you could pitch a fit. I think if you get what's another shitty flavor? I'm not a fan of
yellow.
red.
Yellow's good. Why does no one like yellow?
Dude.
But you give me green apple.
There's no green is like number 2. It goes blue, green. No matter what. If it's watermelon,
it's blue red
apple,
every time.
It's fine. If it's blue raspberry or blueberry, that's
everyone agrees though. Here's the thing though, everyone always agrees that blue's number 1. So if you have blues available,
nobody's denying that,
and they answer the question, first come first serve, dude. Dish out all those blues until they're gone, then do the red, then cycle through, because then
fuck off with the yellow though.
Well, they didn't give you yellow. They only had the 3 flavors. But anyways,
let's move on.
Dude. I've been struggling with the cold.
I have too. It's been really tough with I think like, and partly I think it's the weight loss.
Yeah, a lot of that I think, but like I just can't bear it.
But
and it's like so funny for the people that know like where we're
Where we've
headquartered.
lived. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we are in Scottsdale, which is hotter than Satan's balls.
Well,
that's in Arizona.
not this time of year. I mean, it's 65. I wouldn't say that's hot as balls. I mean, it's
in the summertime though. It's a dry.
It's someone in the
balls.
Midwest or East Coast
Dry
wet
hot
dream.
balls.
I'll say that. It's for sure that. And when you grow up in this, and then you lose whatever weight, it's chilly.
Well, and you know what though? What's weird is I've lived in some real cold places. I've gotten up.
Yeah, I mean, we lived in Denver. That was cold for me. That was the coldest place I ever lived.
Yeah, but I lived up in this place in Saskatchewan that got to -40.
Fuck that.
I lived in a place in Omaha, Nebraska, and that.
Yeah, that's too
You know,
cold.
the thing about Omaha, dude, is it gets real flat.
And the wind chill, right?
Yeah, the wind picks up, and you just get dicked with all that, and so
Well, it's like being in Chicago, like downtown, when you're in between the buildings too, and then there's no sun that's coming over. So not only are you dealing with the wind chill, on top of that, so like you're in a pea coat and you're trying to look cool because you're in Chicago downtown, and then you just got the wind just blowing on your face. And if you're pale like myself,
Turns
you just
into
look like a you look
rash.
like a 6-year-old dude that just like looks like he just got done crying because he didn't get enough cake on his birthday or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or his parents didn't let him blow out the candles because he was like doing the spitting in it. So he got all upset. So his cheeks are all red and shit at his own party. That's what my face looks like when I'm in downtown Chicago.
All right. Well, next time we're there, I'll be sure to snap a pic, and we can post it.
Yeah, I mean, you
If you
find me out
start-
early enough in the morning here
if
with
you-
45-degree weather. It'll probably happen.
Well, what you should do in that instance is just scarf up.
Yeah, for
Scarfing
sure.
up helps.
I don't have a scarf. Maybe I'll borrow yours. I think I got that for you, so
I have a couple.
as a gift.
I have a couple.
Yeah. So what's up, guys? Our weekend.
On our week, dude, I had a busy week.
You did. What went on with you? You had some cool stuff going on.
I did.
If you don't mind sharing with
Yeah,
the class.
I don't mind sharing with the class, and I'm pretty excited about it. And I know I don't seem like it, but I just don't really know how to show excitement all that great.
He
you know?
doesn't.
So I was reached out to on LinkedIn by a guy from Top 100 magazine, and I was asked to be featured in this next year's dish. So I put it in my Instagram, but I didn't
It's neat.
I didn't. Thank you. I didn't say anything, and I didn't want to put it on the podcast last week because I didn't know if I was being punked or not. Still, and then no, I'm just kidding. But I did the interview though on Tuesday, and that went really well. And then I did a little photo shoot for it on Friday. So I got a whole gang of pictures.
Yeah, and shout out to Yezo at Yezo. You can find him on Instagram, and at Black Dust Media. He puts out some good shit, man.
Yeah.
I was impressed. He's a buddy of ours, and we haven't used him yet, but we've been intending to, and we've been trying to link up with him actually before the podcast, even just to have some pictures for just ASB Elite in general, and we just could never get around to it. Finally, you pulled trig, and God, they look dope.
Yeah, he killed it.
I didn't underestimate him, but I didn't know what all went into photography. Like, you see the regular pictures on Instagram, they all kind of look the same.
Yeah.
So I was like, they all look good, but I didn't realize the levels to the game. And then I saw the editing process of what it looked like before and after, and he was posting on his story the different editing and the different features. I was like, oh shit, man.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was a fun
So it's been cool to see the process. I'm excited to do it myself.
The other thing that's kind of fun about that too is there are some shots that are tougher to do than others.
Yeah, I
like
bet.
the more serious mean mugging shot.
I'd have a real tough time with that. I'm not ever doing that.
I pull it. I look.
Yeah, but you look like that naturally. Naturally, you face instead of resting bitch face, you have a resting. I might murder you face.
But inside, dude, I'm really just.
You're gonna choke slam someone, dude. Not only are you 5 minutes away from being Batman, but you're also 5 minutes away from choke slamming someone.
Yeah, but not on the inside, and so
it's not what
it's
people
tough.
judge.
It's tough. I know. So that's why it's tougher though for me to do these pictures that are so serious.
Yeah,
looking.
I can see that.
But when I have like an actual photographer that's there that can like direct it kind of and say, you got to be a little more, like be a little more intense.
Because you can't have me on camera. You can't have me on camera duty.
No, I can't have someone I'm real like buddy with, to where it's not like.
Well, because me, I'll talk shit. You know, like when we do pictures, for people that know, if you're ever thinking any of our pictures are the way they are, I'm talking shit to him if I'm ever photo cred. I'm not letting him get anything. I'm not letting him get anything like that serious. But that's my problem though, because we have different
style
identities. We have different things we can pull off. I try and do serious thing. And they're like, dude, who's this fucking?
Yeah, but like it just was cool to have him there to kind of keep me on that.
Keep you accountable for what your goal was.
Yeah, like for certain shots, I wanted certain shots to be serious because I wanted, just creatively there were certain things I wanted to get done.
Well, I think that's good for your finance article too, especially when like everything about ASB Elite and the brand is like be a lion and lions are super intense. I get it.
Dude, this last article had like 20,000. How many was it? 20,000?
20,000, yeah.
It was like 21.3 thousand.
I mean, shit, dude, I need to get up in that article fucking game because you're over there on that 10K grind and I'm slowly.
I'm almost to 11K, dude, but
yeah, shit,
from
dude.
This last article, I had 21.3 thousand views on the what the fuck was it called?
Crazy.
What was it called? The article?
Growing money on trees.
Yes, growing money on trees. I'm real on the what is debt article, because that drops on actually the same day as the podcast. So
Wednesday, we get a double decker,
dude. Double decker Wednesday.
Man.
So if you are going to be just I don't know, fucking around after this, and you maybe want to learn something a little bit more serious, jump over to asblelite.com and go ahead and read What is Debt. I gotta be honest, man. I got a little angry. I know we were talking about it earlier, but for some reason, this article, like I started to get a little attitude towards the end, and I throw a lot of jokes in there, or like Ricky-isms from Trailer Park Boys. Like I think I've said worst case Ontario in an article, but I do that to help break it up for me, because I get too angry some of the time with some of the stuff that I talk about.
Coming in way too hot.
Yeah, and like
too hard in the paint.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't want to be that aggressive with it. So I have to like make some jokes.
Yeah.
In the
that makes sense.
But I get pissed when I start to think about like clients that are going through shit, or people that I know that are going through shit, and like I feel like they're getting fucked over. Then I channel that. I feel.
I would try hot yoga. You know?
Yeah.
To channel that, because if you're telling jokes in your articles, you might need to release that elsewhere, and I think you are getting something channeled up inside of you, that the gym, the 6-week to shredded program, this podcast, the articles. It's not enough vent for you, so I think you picking up a Saturday morning 11 a.m. Hot yoga session would be nothing but the better for you.
Just picking up a
Watch
slot.
your life, dude, skyrocket by picking up the 11 a.m. It's not even a plug, dude. I don't even go. Dude, how funny is that? I don't even go, but I think you need it. And I think it'd be a great release for you and your energy.
Which one? Where do I go?
I mean, I've seen one called Hot Yoga University on Scottsdale Road, headed towards the Dream Palace in Skin. But not that I know where that is. It's just on that road, dude. It's Strip Club Row. Because it's Strip Club. It's the Strip Club Row.
So you're wanting me to go to yoga at Strip Club Row?
Hot Yoga University. There's a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. There's a church, that Rock Church. It's a church, dude, that is literally just rocks. And they call it the Rock Church. And the Rock is the preacher. How funny is that?
If you smell.
And he ends. And he ends every sermon with it. If you smelt the Rock is cooking.
Can I get an amen?
That'd be cool, dude. I would go to that every weekend.
How was your week, dude?
My week was good,
enough about
man.
me.
My week was good. What did we do? We went out to dinner with the fam.
Oh, yeah, we went to Steak 44.
Yeah, that was fun. We went to it was with our family and grandparents, so that was cool. Celebrating, I think they were in town.
Boot days.
Yeah, they were in town, so I don't know. But that was fun. And then it was our busiest time. It was the last week of our super busy time of year on the insurance side of things. And my involvement on the insurance side of it has nothing to do with insurance except for handling all the back-end operations and marketing. Obviously, marketing isn't that important when it's your busiest time of the year. So I was just doing all operation, processing, just having to be here pretty much kind of late every night to make sure it gets in because it's a deadline thing every day. So it's been a nightmare of 2 months. But shout out, I had some help. Cynthia, if she's listening, shout out to her. She's been super helpful. But yeah, it was that busy time of year. So Friday, man, I was just poop, man. I was number 2'd. I couldn't do anything. I mean, we got home, and then, I mean, I went to bed early. I worked on scripts a little bit. So I did that Friday night, worked on scripts, did it on Saturday night, finished a whole episode on Sunday, which... that's for our whole like sketch comedy series that we're trying to work on at some point. I just got to finish all the scripts. That's what I was working on. And then we had meetings on Saturday morning too. You were a part of that. So it's like I had to be at the office late Friday night because it was the last day. It was the deadline day for all things to be turned in to the different companies. And then we'd have our happy asses here at 10 a.m. Saturday. For a
grind don't stop.
For
man.
Was it like a leadership team meeting? Like we just all the El Chingones of the group had to kind of link up and discuss some things, closing out the year, getting into the next year. So fuck, dude. What else? Then after that, we went to the mall.
For the fights.
Went to the mall. I got
did some shopping.
Got 2 new pairs of shoes, a pair of Adidas NMDs that look like Buzz Lightyear. And then I got the Air Max 97 over-branded black. They're cool because I didn't know they were reflective. So you take a picture of them, they're reflective with the flash on. It's kind of cool.
Well,
then we watched the fights.
It's good for safety, though, if you're out walking.
Yeah.
You know, and there's cars.
That's what I'm thinking. So these are the shoes I'm wearing at night.
Smart.
Yeah, but then we watched the fights, UFC 231. That was fun.
Pretty crazy. The only ones that I'm still remembering as standing out is the Santos one.
No one even knows who that is, so we'll just talk about...
I was going to say it was a crazy fight, and then I remember the T-City Holloway one.
Yeah, it's all I remember, too, actually. Weird. Maybe he was just waving.
I felt I was asleep for the entire...
Yeah, that's what happened. It was the chick fight. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good fight. It was entertaining to watch. Dude, T-City, Brian Ortega, if anyone watched the fight, how about that chin on him, man?
Just the heart. I mean, he didn't it was like nothing was even touching him.
Yeah, he just kept getting hit and kept going and going and going and going and going. I'm like, dude, how is he still standing? Then finally, the 4th round, they just had to call it, which I'm glad.
Max Holloway, though, is like...
He's so dope.
It was really beautiful to watch all the striking that he was able to do and pull off.
Super talented.
Very talented dude. And now I guess it's official that he's moving up to 155.
I don't know if it's official yet. Did you see that it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a lot. There's so many good fights for him. So for the people that don't know, when he was really young in his career, I think he was like 21, he and Conor fought when Conor was on his come up, and Conor beat him via decision. And this was at 145 pounds. So I think they're probably trying to set up, I would guess, Conor versus Holloway 2 at 155 as a title eliminator to fight Habib Ferguson winner.
That's smart, dude.
That's what I would guess.
I like that.
Because it makes sense for Conor. He's coming off the loss, and it's like a step-up fight for Holloway. But it just makes sense because they've already fought. It was a close fight. He's coming off as champ. Conor has a one-up on him. So,
he's Conor.
Yeah, well, no, because he has a win over him.
Well,
more
yeah,
so than anything.
Yeah, but he's lost his last few. Versus Max.
No, he lost his last one. You can't count the Mayweather fight as a loss, as one of his most recent losses, because then before that he dusted Eddie Alvarez for the belt.
Yeah, but before that, he had a questionable.
Beat Nate Diaz. He beat him.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he KO'd him.
Beat him though.
Inside Foos.
No one's KO'd Nate Diaz.
I get that. But then he lost to Nate Diaz before that. I'm just saying, like, it's a different thing.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a close fight. It's going to be a great fight.
The Blessed Express has been rolling through city to city.
I agree.
Stopping in T-City as his last one.
I agree.
And Conor's been selling whiskey.
It's a tough fight for Conor, but who else do you give Conor? If he's saying he still wants to fight, who else? I mean, yeah, you give him the Poirier thing,
not
but
Cowboy, dude. You give Cowboy a guy with less followers than you.
Yeah. How nuts is that, dude? I have more followers than a guy in the UFC.
Who's fighting Cowboy?
He's fighting Cowboy. Well, yeah, but then there goes, see ya. He's gonna go, see ya. And have way more followers, but
maybe.
Yeah, so, but anyways, that was fun to watch. So we watched that, and then
we went to M&D's house yesterday, and Mimi was over there for dinner. That was fun.
We had some time off at the gym too, from Thursday to today, pretty much, which was nice because my IT band, as I've been probably complaining about, I can't remember if I talked about it or not last week, but
I think my foot was just starting to hurt.
Your foot was just starting to hurt, and then my T-band. Well, we've been doing this plan, and the recipe calls for like,
a lot of cardio,
but it's not every day as a run. So it's like one day you do a walk, and it's like a 20-minute walk or a 30-minute walk, and then you do like a 20-minute run. Well, I
don't walk though, I bike.
Yeah, well, my overachieving ass just decided to run on all of them. So I've been running pretty much every day. I just like running, genuinely.
It's dope, dude.
But because I'm just so in shape.
It's so dope.
But I've been running consistently every day. Did I say every day? Yeah, every day for the past like few weeks, and caught up to me. Caught up to me, dude. Like how I was catching up to all the marathon runners. As I've been catching up to all the marathon runners, stamina-wise. My IT band caught up to me and said, yeah, you're not a runner. Let's remember that. You're not a runner. And you just, go and sit on the bike with your brother. Slow your roll.
Dude, you know what? I've been burning calories at a fast rate. And I've been getting at at least 4.5 miles in a 15-minute window.
Yeah.
I'm moving.
Yeah, but I did do more than you on the bike today.
Yeah, well, you're bigger and have longer legs, so. Physics is a motherfucker in cardio.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, and then cardio too. I mean,
physics is also a motherfucker in lifting weights for you.
Exactly. So I'm built for cardio. You're built for power. That's okay, dude. I'm built for time.
Dude. Yeah, I'm built for explosion, dude.
If we're in the wild, you're explosive, dude, and I'm quick and I'm out of the way, and you're tired, dude. After like 2 seconds, you're like,
my man, listen to me.
Gasping for air.
All I gotta do is just.
No, I wish, dude.
Break the ground.
How are you gonna do that?
Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go, dude? I split the ground in half. Where are you headed?
I'm gonna take my long legs and just fucking leap over. How about that?
I'm gonna split it in half.
I'm gonna split you in half with my foot.
How are you gonna do that? Just running?
Yeah. I'll run over to you, and I'm going to hunt you down.
Okay.
Like a tiger hunting down his prey.
Dude, you got a disease.
You're a gazelle drinking water, and you're watching out for the alligator about to attack you. You've got the alligator about to attack you, and you got the tiger that you don't even see, dude, because I'm
Dude,
in that
you're
tiger
the
camo
fly-
blood, dude.
Listen
I'm in
to me.
camo
Hey.
tiger blood right now.
Listen to
I'm
me.
in tiger blood, and I'm in the bushes, dude, waiting to just take you
Dude, you're in
out
tiger blood
like a
because you're the
light,
fucking
because you're a gazelle with the
parasite
stupid
that got
little antlers just
eaten
drinking your
by-
water. This water is good, and I do not fuck you up, dude, because
You're in
just
tiger's blood because
nothing.
you're
And-
a parasite
and
of a tiger.
I'm
That's why you're covered in
full.
tiger's blood.
Oh, dude, I just ate half your body, and I'm leaving it for
You know what
someone
you are, dude?
else
You're a fucking
because
mosquito.
I'm full.
You're a
I
mosquito.
am full.
You're a
and
mosquito.
fed. I don't
You're
give
full
a
of
damn, dude.
tiger
Call it
blood because
Thanksgiving
you're a
dinner.
mosquito.
This might as well be Thanksgiving dinner, dude, because I am full of all the gazelle that you are.
Dude.
And I ate it up, dude. And you know what the sauce was? It wasn't ketchup. It was your blood. And I washed it all down with the sea bass.
You're the fly that swirls around the hippopotamus as it's trying to eat its melons.
I think I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying because
You're the bird that sits there and cleans the hippopotamus's teeth.
you're the rack of ribs that's just all over my mouth.
Dude, listen.
And I've just got your bones, dude. I've got a plate. And you know what another gazelle is doing? Another gazelle is going to come up and clean up after me. After I ate, the gazelle is cleaning up after me. And I would like a box to go because I only had room in my tum-tum for half. That's what happens. You quit. I'm not the fly. You're the gazelle. I'm the tiger. You understand me? All right. I'll wait. Anyways, I think I've got an
All right,
ad
so you're a
read.
bitch. Do the ad read then.
Take this over to the Z side.
Let's fucking make some money, Z.
Let's do it. Okay.
See, just like that. That's why we work, by the way. Because that was real. That wasn't scripted. That
Not
was real.
scripted.
That was all
Unscripted.
That was pure hatred.
Yeah. Well, I just like what you were saying. When you get just upset sometimes, and then you channel that. You know what? Maybe I need to do the hot yoga session. Let's do one together this Saturday at Hot Yoga University at 11 a.m. They gotta have an 11 a.m. It's so hot yoga on a Saturday to have an 11 a.m. class. But anyways,
I've actually done hot yoga
You
at
like
the
it?
11 a.m.
really, dude, it's so 11 a.m.
Not there.
For
I've
hot
never
yoga.
been to the strip club yoga, but
Well,
I've been to other hot
why do you think they call it hot
sanctioned
yoga?
hot yoga I've been to. And that was at the 11 a.m. slot.
Isn't that just a rub and tug?
I'm sorry?
What? Anyways, ad roll. Okay, Primal Herb. This podcast is brought to you by Primal Herb. Primal Herb's mission is simple: to inspire and provide a natural path to balance, restore, and optimize the body. This is done through effective products, actionable content, and a business that is their lifestyle. All products contain the purest sourced ingredients with a defined purpose that supports completely by independent research. They only provide the purest ingredients and only source with certified GMP compliant facilities. They also have a full 1-year refund so you can buy with confidence. What? Optimization is important to us, so we're going to give you 20% off the entire store with the promo code AWKWARD. Isn't that nice of us, Justin? Sounds like it to me. So, just click the link in the show description and find your balance now. Promo code AWKWARD, primalherb.com. Axton Supplements. You've heard us talk about Axton Supplements, guys. Axton believes in using only the highest quality ingredients to ensure they create the highest quality products possible for their customers. Kind of sounds like the last group, doesn't it? Does. All of their products undergo third-party laboratory testing to prove their superiority. CBD is a non-psychoactive component of cannabis to support a wide range of therapeutic benefits and does not cause a high. Unlike THC, CBD is legal to purchase and own in all 50 states. Users can experience a sense of calm and focus, relief from everyday stresses and anxiety, pain relief, recovery from exercises, induced inflammation, and more. Guys, we use it every day, and I am cooler than a cucumber and feeling good all the time, even when my IT band hurts. So do you want to try the delicious CBD gummies or the peppermint flavored drops? We're giving you a 15% discount on the entire store. Again, go to accentsupplements.com and use the promo code awkward at checkout. accentsubs.com, promo code awkward. All right.
Boom, dude. Great job on the reads.
Thank you, man.
Those were great.
Thank you. Well, it's episode 2.0. That's it.
It's episode 2.0.
2.0.
That was good, man. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You know.
Something we worked on yesterday, because the willy-nilly whipping our dicks out doing ad reads wasn't working.
One word.
Because our sales are... I'm just kidding.
Now, thank you to all the people that do buy
Yeah, thank
shit,
you guys, because we want...
Even with the shitty ad reads, you know, we appreciated that because
Well, we just want you guys to be more optimized and have the purest products as possible. But let's get into some of these current events, because we've got a lot of good ones. So I'm going to do...
Well, we had the first one here is going to dovetail into the first listener topic.
Yeah.
Which is going to be like a stretched out one. Just, you know, because this was...
Okay.
Look at that, eh?
Oh, man, this is episode 2.0. Can we see it on here? I can zoom in a little more.
I fucking think so.
All right, dude.
Fuck, Ricky.
Oh, man, dude, we're so cool. Yeah, so first current event, Kevin Hart stepped down as host of the Oscars because people are upset with his homophobic tweets from 2010.
Gay Pat put that out into the world.
Is that real?
9:20.
Yeah, and this is via Barstool if you want to read the article anywhere. Snoop Dogg. Oh, it says read this next. Snoop Dogg has advice for Kevin Hart. Smoke a blunt. Tell them to suck your dick. All right.
So Snoop, dude.
Very Uncle Snoop. How do I get... Can I get this?
Yeah, you got to scroll. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I'm zooming.
You're zoomed too far in.
Okay.
Zoom out.
All right. Well,
okay.
Ooh.
Now you're just...
All right. So let's see what this tweet even said. So, okay, 2011. Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head in my voice. Stop. That's gay.
Stop. That's gay.
Yeah, you do that better than I do. Why does at Damien DW profile pic look like a gay billboard for AIDS? Boom, I'm on fire tonight. Okay. Why does at Wayne215 have so many pictures of me in his phone? What are you, some type of fat fag that takes a pic of small black men all day? All right. D Wade official. You should ask the question like how many gay men. All right, you know what?
All
we
right,
get the point. We get the point.
Let's run up to the top.
We get
not all the way. I don't need to go just top tweet.
Okay.
Because this is the only one that I wanna. I don't want to defend it, but this was in one of his specials.
Right.
I know for sure. That's because I know how to do that voice. Stop. That's gay.
Right, and I even quoted it on one of the last podcasts.
Yeah,
not even meaning that.
I don't follow him on Twitter.
I don't either. You know what, dude? I'm gonna start with this.
I don't even use Twitter.
I don't think anyone at that time really knew what the repercussions were gonna be at that time.
I'm not.
This is I can't defend. I can't defend these tweets. The first tweet, like I said, that's what I was going to say. After reading the first tweet, I was going to say it was a different time then. We didn't know that it was going to be like this, because I remember growing up, dude, all the time, like kids would just say, and people, every comedy, you can't go a comedy special without, or you can't go without watching a comedy special on Netflix or something. They say, man, whatever happened to us being able to say, you know, gay, faggot, or whatever, and all these things, and like those are just nowadays you hear those.
That one.
I don't either.
That one stings.
The F word does sting. It's like the C word for women, and it's like
the N-word, dude.
The N word. Yeah, there's just a few of those words that I just can't.
They just sting as they come off.
Yeah. But like growing up in our era and before, you heard it all the time. And I just think that shit, dude. I mean, because some of these are bad. As far as stepping down for Oscars,
All right. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say this. You know, I don't know. The first one being in a bit, that's one thing, and then I think it gets a little bit crazy. Scroll down a bit more.
gets dicey.
That next one about the gay billboard for AIDS. You could almost pass that off as a generational thing, just because of when and how he grew up. I mean, his generation, that was always a concern.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just listened to an interview with someone, and they were talking about how Janet Jackson didn't want to kiss Tupac in their movie that they were in together because she was worried about him having AIDS because he was a player and all this stuff. And just during that time, Kevin Hart's kind of in that age.
Yeah, that's a little different.
I'm just saying that there's a different stigma. So I'm saying if we are going to go as far as like just being as open and accepting as we can be, like, that's as far as I'll go on Kevin's behalf. I'm not saying I accept it. I'm just saying, like, that's as far as I will go for that tweet. This next one, you know, fat fag.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
It seems like what happened there is, like, he just had some troll that he'd, like, get under his skin, and he fucking snapped.
Yeah, especially at that time, too, because that was at that time period, if you remember, like, when Twitter was first getting big, and then I don't remember if it's Kimmel who does it or one of those late night shows. They do like celebrity mean tweets and then they read out those tweets. Like, that was the era when like trolls first started having a voice.
Yeah.
And guys lashed out because it's fun. And like I said, they didn't understand the repercussions of technology. They didn't know what it was going to advance to, that people are going to be able to go back and look at these when, like, they didn't know that the stigma was going to be.
It's still like that tweet to me, man, is not cool.
No, for sure not. For sure not. But I'm just saying, I don't think he thought about the repercussions in the future, that it was going to be as bad, because clearly he didn't get flack for it back then, is what I'm saying. Is he didn't get, you know, his special taken down because of this. I'm surprised he hasn't. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten.
He's got to have better restraint and discipline, I think, on his thumb's behalf, because.
Well, yeah, but it's 7 years ago.
I get it, Z. I get it. I'm just saying, like, if we're bringing shit up and I'm just critiquing what's on the screen.
Well, yeah,
and I'm picking it apart for what it is. In that case, you got to have better discipline. I'm saying he's probably fed up with some troll, but you got to do a better job there.
For sure.
Next one. How many gay men sweat when they wear dress shirts because real men don't?
LMAO PS Fag 2009.
Circa 2009, huh? You should ask.
So it was like 10
you should ask the
years
question
ago.
like this: how many gay men sweat when they wear dress shirts because real men don't?
Can we see what he's replying? It doesn't say what he's replying to.
Yeah, I wish there was context, dude, because he's not saying. I don't know what D. Wade said.
Yeah.
But like if it was something in relation to like fashion or style or something like that, and it was a gay thing, I mean
back then, well, hold on, okay. Wow, just wow. Did he realize he sounded?
Billy Eichner seems like a bitch, dude. I don't know him, but
Know your audience. All right, well.
If you're tweeting in all caps at a celebrity, chill.
It's really, yeah. You know, the good news is I think people can grow from this, and I think they learn their lesson, and at the end of the day it will
I hope so.
make it better. Yeah, well, for sure. It has to, because you see that.
For these tweets, man, Kevin Hart should have just got his ass beat.
Now, but I'm going to say this.
I'm
going to say this on a side note. Is Kevin Hart the best at dealing with shit when he's bad in the limelight? He had the cheating situation. Posted a video and said, "Look, guys, I'm sorry. It is what it is. This is what happened." Did the same thing, and he's reading his tweet down here. He's like, "Hey, it is what it is. It happened." And like, shit, dude, he's like, I'm just going to step down. All right. We'll forget about it, I guess. That's what people are going to do.
Yeah, well, and the thing...
I guess if you're going to have something like that happen to you, that's probably the
way to handle it. You know, I think, and I think we just all have to learn. But if those are the only tweets that are really fucked up, then if we break it down like how we just broke it down, it's probably reasonable to think that over the course of 10 years and the millions of tweets that you're getting every day,
right.
You're gonna have and probably thousands and hundreds of thousands thousands that you're doing over the course of that time. I mean, it's just...
Well, you got to think about it. I mean, that's 10 years worth of time, and if the world consists...
you didn't grow up with it.
Right,
it was
exactly.
new to him as an adult. It's not like it's with us where we've had it our whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no excuse when we're that age to be doing that sort of stuff. But for him, it's not that there's an excuse, but it's almost like a somewhat of an understanding so that
I think it's I think if it's anything, I just think it's I think it goes the same thing with racism. I think, because in the sense that if you're racist, there's a good chance you're just an ignorant person. You're not cultured, you don't understand other cultures, you don't understand other lifestyles, you don't understand what's going on other than what's going on in your own world. I think that a lot of racism stems from ignorance, just like the same as if you are actually homophobic or hate someone just for really anything.
Right. I think hate in general.
Hate in general is just kind of, ignorant. Unless someone killed your family.
Yeah. I mean, even
then you're not supposed to hate. But like, but yeah, so I think, in a world that's just consumed of all that, it just is. Well,
it leads into our next topic, which was given to us by a listener. Shout out to Jerry Berry. It was the topic is equality, and I think it's really cool that we were asked even to talk about this.
Yeah, it was,
because it's kind of one of those subjects to where it's pretty polarizing. Depending on your view of it.
Right.
It kind of paints what type of a picture of what type of person you are, it seems like, in today's day. And I think that that's become sort of the issue with the identity politics and stuff, to where people are identifying as like, their political affiliation. And I think that's super, super dangerous.
Well, the problem is people are identifying, what I've been noticing is people are identifying with the idea, not the action. So you got all these people who are really pushing things to go one way politically, but they aren't making any actual change. They're just talking about it or tweeting about it and or just doing whatever.
Or they do make a change, but the change becomes so irrelevant by the time it actually gets done. Like, I was just doing an interview and they asked me if I like being in an industry where the game rules are always changing, in finance, because the rules are always changing and government's always doing shit. And I was like, no, it actually frustrates me. It's my biggest frustration, because it seems like every time that they make a change, it's not the actual change that they intend to make. And the people who end up benefiting aren't even the people who they set out to do for in the beginning. So each time they make a change, it seems like there's just a way to help out, the people who are already in that power at the top of the food chain. And I think it's so fucked up from an equality standpoint, because it doesn't allow for equality.
Yeah, well, and the problem also is with the equality is they're now getting to the point, it almost seems, and I don't want to speak out of touch as just a, fucking white kid from Arizona, so like, what do I really know outside of, my scope? But, as what it seems like is, it seems like there's almost going to be a shift, and things are getting more equal, but I would say we're at a pretty decently equal playing field right now. If anything, there's more of an advantage now going the other way. I think it's only getting harder and harder to be a white male, and it will only get harder and harder to be a white male, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't really fucking matter. It's everyone's...
But but we have to figure out and define, I guess, what equality is first, because is it equal of opportunity or equal of right? And
well, I think there's all of that right now.
Well, but the problem is that scientifically there's not equality between gender, for example.
Right.
But we're trying to make that a thing to where it is, it is equal.
We're going against the nature of the world, yeah.
Because of how we feel. And that, I think, is where it starts to get dangerous. And it's not for me to say or judge or whatever. I'm not... if you were going through some things and you were having certain thoughts to do certain things, I would do whatever I could to help you through them and figure out how to gain your identity to where it's something that you're here to be. Now, I don't know really any trans people. I've never talked to them to know what they went through leading up until that point.
Right.
I know a little bit of the process of what it takes to go through the whole thing, because my ex worked at a plastic surgeon, and she told me that they got to go like 8 years under therapy before they can get a sex change.
It makes sense. Well, here's my thing with transgender and pretty much the entire LGBTQT, right? LGBTQT. LBGQT.
I
think it's actually on here.
LGBTQT.
LGBTQ. TQ, not QT. So TQ.
Fucking jumbled them around. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not on purpose.
But I don't personally, thinking about it logically, especially the state of the game, that it's still not as easy as I'm sure that they would like it to be for their equal opportunity and everything going on. But like the problem is with people trying to say that it's not a choice or this and that, who wants to go through all that? So that's what I'm just always saying. Just make everything equal and just pick whoever's the best for the job. Like, for instance, my height, right? I'm a tall drink of water. Say someone who's not as tall needs me to grab something on the higher shelf. Now, if I'm not there and there's another girl who's 6'4", it doesn't matter.
But that's
you just pick whoever's fit for the job.
But that's equal right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
and opportunity if you're tall. So because girls have the same opportunity, there could be a 6'4" girl. So she had the opportunity to be tall and also be able to grab that.
But it is like that now to a degree, I would say.
Yeah.
And, or it's starting to shift that way, and I think that that's the right way to be.
Well, I think the main issue is we don't have labor jobs anymore. They're not as prevalent, and that's where I think this equal opportunity craze, not craze. I don't want to say that, and I don't want to come off as that, but I think the main thing is we're seeing it now because the opportunity now is equal. Because back in the day, there's a lot of jobs that. Based off of the structure of a male, overall, chemically and everything that we have going inside of us, the DNA of a male is more fit for the job with more labor stuff, the hunter gathering stuff and all that stuff going on, hunting down wood. Not to say women can't do it, but that's just what the male body was designed to do. And especially if you look back at the actual biological structure of men and women, there's a reason. We have different set of chromosomes, obviously.
Right.
So we're different.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Well, and even more so, like...
and that's okay.
Getting back to just a human being equality thing, person to person, let's just say, like, it's two guys, And this is where equality gets difficult to judge and dictate and even enforce, because let's say I'm just a random white dude and Z is just a random black dude, right? And we both start out on the exact same playing field. We start on the exact same spot in life, and we have the same opportunity, we have the same whatever. But over the course of the days of our life, things are going to happen, and we're going to be forced to make decisions. And in those decisions, we're going to each take advantage and not take advantage of opportunity that put us essentially on the next level of this life, of understanding, or of wisdom, or of success, or of some whatever. You, as you grow, you achieve a stature or a level or something, and that's what gets you there. So if you and I start out on this level equal playing field, and you take advantage of the opportunity to become educated, and I don't, then you're now at this level of opportunity while I'm at this level of opportunity. It doesn't mean that you're better than me or that I'm worse than you or anything like that. It just means that you're now here opportunity-wise and I'm still here opportunity-wise, which would be true and fair. Now, moving forward, your opportunities are multiplied and compounded because you're now at that next level. So your one opportunity turns into 5. Well, I'm still trying to just find one. And so by the time you're up to, would be like 15 or 20 potential opportunities that are in front of you to take advantage of, I'm just now getting to my first one. And by that time, you will be achieving so much more success than me and so much more money than me that I will have nothing to do but bitch and complain about the inequality, the fact that you're successful because you're black and I'm not successful because I'm white.
Yeah, but the only caveat to that whole thing is there are instances where we aren't born into an equal playing field. There are some people that are born without a dad and they have a single mom.
That's the problem to begin with, is even if we were, it would quickly become unequal. So this idea... Right.
Well, equality is almost a thing that doesn't exist, more or less. It's almost like time, right? You know, it's like we look at time as this thing and this glorious thing, and it's just so important, and we got to be on time, and we focus and stress so much over something that really doesn't exist.
It's just an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion. Is equality just an illusion also, to where we all are equal in our own ways because we're all born in different circumstances and different scenarios, because you can't take...
I think so.
Because maybe the black guy would do better in one of my adversity situations, just like how I would do better in one of his adversity situations. So we can't really ever tell.
And it's just finding the right situations in your life. I think
everyone's situation is worse.
To line up with, I think, with your ability. And it's really a matter of chance as to how your life is going to play out. And that's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like that's how it's set up. But, you know, I think that as far as equality goes, we have to focus on productivity and who is most suited to be productive.
Right.
And pretty quickly, we're going to be replacing all humans with fucking robots. So equality is not even going to be a fucking factor probably in 20 years.
Well, it might, but then we're going to have equal rights for, you know, now we're going to have the discussion of like what we talked about last time we talked about AI is is AI going to start having rights? You know, what point do we start defining?
At what point does AI start controlling our rights?
That's a great question. I think the minute they control our rights, the minute that they take everyone's jobs, I don't think they have the ability to take everyone's rights. I think that eventually you're going to get to a point where there's just a bunch of machines running the daily task, and there's just going to be a group of really high-end rich people that run all of these.
That's not what those high-end rich people are saying. All the people behind AI are trying to create our superior, human being superior. That's the whole purpose of AI, is to create something that's superior to us. Why would we not have something superior to us dictate how we live our life?
Man, whatever happened to God being the one thing that was superior to us? Why can't we just keep it that way? Like, understand advancements, but like, gosh, we don't need to be micromanaged by a machine.
You were Team AI last time, dude.
I am Team AI, but you got to be careful with what you're making. I'm not cool with AI for simple functions like with what I do. Like if I could have, earmuffs for Cynthia, but if I could pay $2,500 for a machine to hand write my handwriting, and I handwrite a script and then plug that in a machine, and it's going to print in ink as handwritten for my cards that I'm sending out for ASB operations. I'm sending those out to clients and future clients. I'm sending that out. And we want it to be handwritten to give it the personal feel. If I could just put a machine down, have it be like a screen printer for a T-shirt.
The point is it doesn't stop at what you're talking about.
I understand, but that machine isn't just going to pick up on its feet and then just start taking over the world, because it's the same as a screen print. It's just something different,
but
a
it's
form of AI.
Its next generation might do that. The generation after that might do
if
that.
I want it to. If
It's
I
not
create it to, if I program it
you.
to.
But it's not up to you. It's up to the next fucking guy.
Well, yeah, no, it's up to the
next
programmer.
psychopath
It's up to
in
the
his
programmer.
parents'
Exactly.
basement designing it.
So that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the program.
Guys, I didn't mean that to anybody who's designing these things. I just get so scared sometimes. Scared of
losing my
over.
job. Anyways,
No, dude.
but yeah,
shout out to Happy Gilmore. But I do that, like, that stuff.
For sure. No, and it's
freaks
part
me
of the
out.
conversation, especially that goes into equality, because I think we're spending so much time worrying about everything. But like, again, like we talked about the last podcast with what Fortress talked about and everything, like we just need to base everything with love. But the problem is it's hard to, like our generation, fortunately, we were able to, and maybe that's why we have this kind of perspective on things. But a lot of people our age and our generation, they grew up with divorced parents. They grew up with having to hear different types of verbal abuse. There's a lot more baggage going into life for the millennial group. And I'm not going to speak for all millennials, but based off of their upbringing and being raised, and people want to talk about millennials as being such a negative thing, but who raised them? Who raised the millennials? They didn't just raise themselves. As much as we want to think that hip-hop music raised, them. Hip-hop music's always been around.
I think millennials are going to be the ones that save everything, to be honest.
I think so too, because it is getting better, and everything is getting more equal, and everything is getting more accepted. Like a millennial like me.
We got to get our shit together, though, with our logic. That's the one thing.
Because emotion's taking over right now, because there's so much chaos that everyone's emotion just letting it get to them to where they're just acting out.
That's my one bugaboo, is that, like, we just got to get our shit together with logic as far as understanding.
We just need to slow down.
Yeah, understanding why certain things need to be done certain ways, and understanding why certain things are certain ways, and why we need to change certain things. And we got to focus on the right shit to change, and not be so superficial.
Honed in.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to distract people who really care a lot, because if you just dangle a carrot that they think is solving the problem a little bit of ways, that distracts them. That change, like I said earlier, doesn't really impact all the shit that they thought they were signing up for. Meanwhile, it's just making everybody more rich.
Well, we have to think about the universe, though, too.
And
think about
what happened. But aside from the universe, that's just what happens every time they make a change or they do these rules.
Yeah, but what they always say, the first rule in time travel is don't alter anything from the past.
That's not possible to do.
Okay, but based off of what you've told me with the multiverse theory, and you try to change something from the past, if it is possible, if time is an illusion and you can access that at some point, if we can get AI, if we can figure out a way to access,
possible to alter the past, because then would be happening now.
Okay.
There's no way to change it.
So then if then it's happening now and you make a different decision, it's going to affect your future. So even if you make that change and you think it's being better for right now today, that doesn't mean it's going to be better in the future. That's my main point, is that you could be doing more harm than good.
But if I got into
by doing a minor thing just to fix something real small, short term.
If I got into a time machine, though, and went back, it wouldn't be physically possible for me to change something.
I was real young when it happened, but look at the Iraq War. I think they did probably more harm than good first going into it than they expected. I bet you they went in there thinking that it was going to be a short, quick process that they're going to go in, get what they need, and get out.
I'm sure, but
and then it turned out to be a 13-year or longer than that
ordeal. I get that, but there's no way to go back in time and be on that plane.
Well, that's not what I'm talking. That's not the point. Yeah, that's not the point. I'm saying the point of shutting them down could affect the past in a negative.
At me?
Well, dude, I'm getting into it. Fucking.
Dude, no, this is good, man. I just think that the equality thing we've got to focus on building people up, and we got to focus on I think giving everybody a chance to be all that they can be,
Right.
and focus on collaborating.
And empowerment too. Like I think people need to feel empowered. And again, like, it starts back with the school system, I think, because we now, I think, have to realize, and I think the biggest problem is like so many people come home from school, the teachers aren't happy with what they're doing because they're not making money. I remember growing up, teachers were always complaining about not having enough money. So
Dude, everybody
assuming,
complains about not having enough
I know, but like, so you go to school and you have your teacher telling third graders how she gets paid pennies, and then, you got to go home and now figure that, and assuming you didn't have, our childhood where we got to go home to a house full of love with our parents and everything like
and
that.
Snacks, dude.
And snacks, lots of snacks and love in our household. But then some people didn't get that. So they got to go to school, deal with a negative teacher, especially if they're going to a school in a shittier part of town. Then they got to go home to their parents who maybe they're in an abusive relationship. Maybe they're always fighting, and you got to deal with this negative energy all the time. The dad hates his job because he went to college and he has student debt up the ass, and he can't afford his kids' little league. He can't afford his cleats.
Bringing it down, dude. Let's not get too deep.
I'm not. I'm just saying that's the problem. That's the cycle that we're seeing that's just messing everything up because we're raising these kids on hate because it's starting from that one place. And if they didn't have to rely on their parents to be, if they had another support system like a positive teacher impact and the school system took a little more accountability because they're spending 7 hours a day with these kids. So if they took a little bit more responsibility to make a more positive impact.
Z, I get where your anger comes from, but I think at the end of the day, we have to remember that the people who are in charge of all this and the people who have been a part of it are just people, and at the end of the day, I think
about what?
The school systems and making impacts
and
doing certain things. And I think that for a lot of educators or people of power and stuff like that over the last few decades specifically, we've just had such a rapid growth in fucking ability and just all sorts of shit.
For sure.
I think that scares some people. It scares older generations into feeling like we're losing control. But
every generation is. That's what's kind of funny.
And each generation becomes less and less in touch. I mean, our great grandma Mary, God bless her, we just
put her into hospice.
Had to go into hospice. 97.
Yeah. So.
But it just is one of those things, and I think that as we move forward, we'll naturally become more equal because. Mm-hmm. That's just where we're headed. We're becoming way more production-based society.
And I think we're starting to recognize that. And so, you know what? I think it's all good. If for anyone that does, it's not necessarily about equality or anything like that, but it's overall the world in general. But it was written a few years ago. But there's a really good book called The Rational Optimist. And it's all about different topics that a lot of people think that the world is getting worse, like pollution and disease and crime, all kinds of those issues that people think the world's gotten worse, but they pull statistics showing that it's actually improved and gotten better.
I believe it.
Like pollution in LA in the 60s, I mean, you couldn't even go out you had to have a mask on.
I believe it.
And then now the stats, so like it is getting better, and everything I think in the world is getting better.
Numbers are real easy to manipulate. I see people doing it all the time in my business of manipulating numbers and shit. So I know what that's about.
But anyways, let's get this thing moving. We'll lighten this up. So that was Equality and Kevin Hart stepping down.
Yeah.
This is a fun one.
Hey, and if we're off base and offside and out of tune, like Z said, we're just a couple of white dudes from Scottsdale.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know shit.
We want to learn, and if we're missing something, if we're missing the boat, or there's a different perspective, let us know, and we're open-minded, trying to get better.
Yeah, we're just trying to navigate our way through life. We're not here trying to tell anyone how to live or say that this is what it is or this is what it is, and it's not even really necessarily an opinion. We're just more having the discussion.
Let's just start a conversation and let's get to the bottom of some shit.
Over a cup of coffee, just calm individuals. Cheers, brother.
Let's just get it out there and start the convo.
Get people talking about it.
We can be more productive tomorrow.
Yeah.
Than we were yesterday.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's it.
That's what we're about.
That's it. Talk shit on one person less or one less person every day for Instagram, and then just see how your life changes.
All right, man. Let's what's
wrap
next?
this up.
We don't need to wrap up yet.
Yeah,
but what's next?
We still got. So researchers.
I'm getting hungry though.
Well, good news for you. Researchers may soon develop a new drug that can allow people to eat whatever they want without gaining weight. Dude, what is this? Our miracle drug?
Sign me up.
Yeah, it's a miracle drug for sure. I wonder what.
Shut up and take my money, dude.
I don't know. Let's zoom in.
I'll take all that except for the bullshit, which would be the lettuce, the tomato, onion, pickles, that shit off of my burger.
Okay.
Let's get some science, Z.
Okay, so
Pull the science.
Professor Damien Keating said this about the discovery. We looked at a variety of different diets with various time spans from 8 weeks up to 6 months, and in every case we saw health improvements in the absence of the RCAN gene. Researchers hope that this new discovery will help combat the nationwide epidemic of obesity and hopefully become a catalyst to new drug findings that can treat health issues like diabetes. Professor Keating also added, we know a lot of people struggle to lose weight or even control their weight for a number of different reasons. The findings in this study could mean developing a pill which would target the function of RCAN1, I think, and may result in weight loss. Researchers have even started developing the new drug, saying, in light of our results, the drugs we are developing to target the RCAN1 would burn more calories while people are resting. It means the body would store less fat without the need for a person to reduce food consumptions or exercise more. Chili. I don't know why that's in there. I don't know about y'all, but this sounds like a blessing to me. Shout out to the Shade Room where we got this, and it says the source here is from Forbes.com if you guys want to go see it. I don't know. Is there real science to it? Because it kind of freaks me out. It doesn't seem like there is yet.
It's not.
Well, okay. According to Forbes, researchers have found that when a single gene called RCAN1 was removed in their test subject, which so happens to be mice in this case, they were able to eat a high-fat diet without getting weight. Hold on. Whoa. You already lost me. I'm not going to take your pill because you're saying they were able to eat a high-fat diet without gaining any weight? How do you think we fucking lost 50 pounds? High-fat diet, low carb. So now what is it doing? Is it allowing... What is this?
Scroll down, dude.
Well, it's just what we just read.
I know, but I wasn't really paying attention. Now I'm interested.
Because the ketogenic diet has also proven to help combat diabetes, so they pretty much just put the keto diet in a pill, it sounds like. Allowing you to eat fat and not gain weight. Maybe you can still have the carbs.
So does it disable? I wonder if the drug disables your RCAN1 gene. Because the RCAN1 gene could slow down your ability to burn calories based off of your eating. So
yeah.
If there's a way to speed up your ability to burn calories, but what I would worry about is if that drug, because thermogenics kind of do that to where they heat up your body and your metabolism to where you're able to burn calories. But I personally can't take thermogenics or even like really pre-workout because I just am so sensitive to the stimulants that I just can't take them. So like I get my pores feel like they're fucking getting stabbed, and I freak out. I get real hot. So I don't know if this is like that. It doesn't seem like it is because I don't think this is the Because they're talking about an absence of a gene, and I don't know. Dude.
I don't know if I want that. You know, my thing is I mean, the thing that sucks.
I wish I was smarter, dude, with this stuff.
Me too. Well, what I'm getting here, the problem is I just don't know what it's going to do for someone long term. I mean, that's a question with anything that's not completely natural, but
our stuff inside is supposed to be there.
I just don't. Yeah, it seems like that. I mean, now you're messing with our makeup.
Why are we jailbreaking the system here?
Yeah, just to eat something processed.
Seems like it's jailbreaking so that we can eat dog shit.
Exactly. That's what it seems like, and that's what I don't want.
It's all about weight loss. It doesn't actually help with quality of ingredients or anything like that.
And quality of health. Yeah. Well, it says here we saw improvements in the absence of the arcane gene. Well, what do you mean? You saw improvements of health.
My thought is this, dude.
Is losing weight the improvement of health?
My thought is this. Yeah, because they don't have a long.
Which is true for someone who's 400 pounds, but I don't need to lose weight.
I know, Z, but the problem is that we're so fucking bad as a country that they don't really need to do much in order to make a big improvement. It's sort of like me being in competition against the banks as far as where to hold your money. All I got to do is beat 0.01% and I'm winning. So for sure, I'm always winning. These guys, all they have to do is probably something similar to that. So they're for sure, that's what I would guess would be the case. Because
I just don't like all this stuff,
because
man.
it's purely a weight loss thing. And while it might help with diabetes, and other stuff that's kind of on the line, wishy-washy for someone like you or me, I don't think it helps us.
No, I think it only hurts because when I think about it, so if it's combating diabetes though, and you're just slamming down 40-ounce big gulps every day of soda, and you're taking in over 100 grams of sugar a day.
Yeah, but if you're burning 100 grams of sugar a day,
so this is going to automatically burn whatever you're intaking, is what you're basically saying, or is that what that's saying? I mean, what is it?
It's saying that it's helping speed up that process because
and I guess you'd want to find what other chemicals are in it and how that affects your
I'm saying it right
body.
Too,
Arcan-1, I think so.
That sounds right. That would be a thing.
Yeah, it says Arcan, RCAN1. I mean, either way, Arcan-1. That sounds right.
Sounds right.
I feel like I've heard that before.
But yeah, dude, I think that's what they're doing, and that.
But we're not designed. The frustrating thing is we're designed as humans to exercise more and reduce food consumption. We're not designed
to do one or the other.
Well, yeah. Well, we're designed to actually get exercise for food consumption.
This seems like a green light for people who are going to abuse it.
Lazy. Yeah, dude. It's undisciplined people. That's what this is for.
Fuck.
Because if you don't have the discipline to go, because you can make this meal right here. Burger and fries. Let's make this clean.
Grass-fed
beef of any kind.
Or Wagyu.
Doesn't even need to be. Just grass-fed beef. Then a sprouted grain bun, or actually the best kind of bread, from what I hear, is sourdough bread.
Not mad at it ever.
It's the healthy, yeah. So you put, and then you can cook that grass-fed butter. Cook that in grass-fed butter, that bun.
Get a little golden-y layer.
Yeah, the, what's it called? Kerrygold grass-fed butter. You can even get some uncured bacon. Throw that on there, which is uncured. It's nice.
Fry up an egg, maybe.
Fry up an egg,
or
dude.
Some peanut butter.
Organic egg. So it's all really, that's what people don't get, is it's all in the ingredients and the quality that you're getting, because the processed foods that are made to reserve these foods and these meats for a long period of time so they can essentially get more sales, that's sitting in your body is going to preserve the food inside of your body, and then it's going to make you gain weight because you're not burning it, because you're eating food that has chemicals in it, so it can't digest it properly.
It's nasty.
Your body's not designed to. That's the thing. When you start getting out of things made from the earth, when you start getting out of actual natural, and I don't mean to sound like a hippie, but when you start getting away from things that come from the ground or have a mom and dad, that's when your body starts to have these problems, and these diseases are so prevalent now. It's crazy.
They're finding that a lot of them, I actually just heard this, that they're finding a lot of skin
And
issues,
how the animals were raised.
skin issues and
plants.
autoimmune issues are the causes are being found in the gut biome, and that's from
They're
just
finding
not,
a lot from the gut biome.
there's not having
Depression.
yeah, that's a huge one where they're just not having cleaned out guts, man. And that, while that sounds hilarious, a gut is a real thing, and I didn't even know this. I had no idea.
It's a whole. Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a whole system in there, and I highly recommend looking into it. This is all
Yeah.
the time we have for it. We're gonna get on to the next topic, but
There is actually a supplement. We're not a sponsor. We'd like to be at some point, but on it has a whole gut biome.
yeah, I take that.
You take that?
Well, I don't. I need
want
to take
to.
it. I have a whole fucking thing of it.
I need
but
to get a bunch of supplements and primal
it's-
herb too. I need to hit up.
It's total gut health, and it really helps when I do take it. When I remember. Anyways, what else do we have?
Next one. Woman claims Bow Wow paid her to get rid of baby he fathered. Wow. Bow
Fucking
Wow's in
Bow
some
Wow,
more shit.
Bow Wow is such a piece of shit ever since Like Mike.
Yeah, because, he had that whole Bow Wow challenge, too, when he was, taking, those photos online of, Timothy Sykes and just all these random people and saying, private jet.
Dude,
Bow
I don't know
Wow
how many.
challenge.
I don't know how many people
Bow Wow
are.
challenge
are
is hilarious.
Can we talk about this for a second? Because I don't know how many people are abreast of the Bow Wow issues since Like Mike, but since that movie came out, he's just been a victim of an onslaught of hate online for using other people's pictures of money to pass off as his own. He's just a real dick, evidently. He's faking it.
What does he go by? Shade 45? No, that's Eminem's channel on Sirius XM. What is it? Shade Moss, yeah.
That's his name.
You know what? He was at Maya Day and nightclub a year ago. It was
Yeah,
nuts.
dude. I heard
And
he's
then
a
the challenge came
motherfucker.
up. But yeah,
Anyways,
dude, that sucks, man.
don't do that. Don't
Woman
pay.
claims paid. Yeah. Now, baby he fathered, does that mean he's been the father and raising it and
No,
try to get rid
no,
of it, or
he
just he nutted and
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like, because the other one didn't really make sense. How do you just get rid of a baby? I mean, that's so not 2018. It should never happen. But
Yeah,
fuck.
dude. You know, these sort of issues, man, you can't, there's just no amount of money to keep them quiet forever.
Well, I want to play
So
devil's advocate here.
Just don't get put in this situation.
You wonder. Well, yeah, dude, just don't for sure wear. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
wear a
Jimmy
condom or
up.
something, you
Jimmy up, or
They have male birth control now. Get into that. Try it out.
or sack up and be a dad, take responsibility.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah, but unless the girl is
that I know
my opinion on that is if they're not fit to be a mother and they know it, and they say they're 19 or they're 20 and they are going through college, they've got no money, the man has no money, and there's some certain situations that you probably shouldn't be bringing a kid in the world if it's early enough, but it's still fucked up.
Yeah, but what if she was the one that was like, yo, I don't want
Just
this
want that to
kid?
happen. Well,
And then she hits up Bow Wow and is like, yo.
well, I get that child support money, all $25 of it.
Yeah, but what if she didn't want the kid either? And so she's like, well, you did this, so you got to pay for this. And then now she's just using it against him. That's another.
Oh, you're
see
saying
what
that
I'm
the
saying?
story could get twisted. He just paid her the $500 or whatever to have the procedure done, and then now she's spinning it saying, "Oh, Bow Wow paid me to."
I like how we don't even say the A word, dude. That's another one I don't love hearing or saying.
Me too.
That stings a bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that procedure. So she probably didn't want it too, and was like, "You're paying for it."
Yeah, that's some stuff the Shade Room I don't think has.
and that's fair.
There's a video,
that
but
would be fair for her to want him to pay for that because you pick up the check.
no one will be able to hear it, so I'm actually not even gonna do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
But anyways, that's that. I mean, both sides. I don't know what's going on there, but
You would have to do that in that sense, but
yeah, when we don't need to spend because we have actually a lot of current events.
crazy.
And I feel like we've been going for a while,
Yeah,
so we
fuck
don't need
Bow
to
Wow.
spend a lot of time on each of these.
Okay, let's move on then.
Um,
What else we got?
This one, yeah, not a super quick one. We can touch on it.
I'm not even going to. This is all you.
The feds reportedly have phone and surveillance videos of Tekashi 6ix9ine at robberies and shootings. Not surprised. I mean, that guy's everywhere. I mean, what are we going to do with him? I guess lock him up.
Here's the only thing I will say.
I thought you had nothing to say.
I don't. But shout out to all the people who keep saying, Tekashi will be fine, bro. He'll be fine. He'll be out. He's all good. He's Tekashi. Eventually, he's going to get fucked.
Sound like Obi. Well, he's kind of there, man. I mean, like, it's in today's time, like,
Our barber that doesn't support our podcast?
Yeah, it's true. He does not. I have no idea what we're talking about right now. Won't even hear it. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, so, yeah, they got the surveillance in shootings. Not good for him, man. Things are just looking worse and worse for him every day, and that's all I think I got to say. Although his album wasn't terrible.
Kanye was cool in there.
Yeah, I like Kanye in it. This one's fun. Say what? And these are all via the Shade Room, dude. I got so many from there. 2 nuns allegedly stole $500K from California Catholic school and used the money to gamble and take trips. Let me get these nuns' phone number, because that sounds like a damn good time. $500,000, dude. $500,000.
I mean, how long does it say? How long they did this over the course?
You have a period of time. They're just embezzling money for 6 years. It's in California. In school funds. How do they get access to that if they're just nuns?
Fucking 10 years, dude. Scroll back up a smidge. Embezzling. I like that they're doing hashtag torrents. They got all these hashtags, dude. Fucking article.
Shout out to the Shade Room.
Crazy.
Is
that what you got to do to get clicks?
Probably. All right, so it's saying for at least 10 years while telling parents the school was on a shoestring budget.
I'll tell you what, man. I had this nun that ran my high school. Her name was Sister Yolanda. If she was around and any of this bullshit was going on, she would have had their asses, dude.
I bet.
In a fucking just...
Sounds like Sister Yolanda don't play, but
Sister Yo did not
this is
play.
so they probably run. Okay, so they ran the school, so they take money to go gamble. Well, my question is, they only got $500,000 in 10 years
well,
at a Catholic school.
Shoestring budget, man. They're probably not working with a lot, and if there's the margin.
Well, no,
for
they said that they were on a shoestring budget, so
they got to make it work somehow, dude. The margins just probably aren't that big.
Yeah, but like, so what'd they do with the school? So like, did they not put anything into the school, like to not even make it seem?
So that's why it's only $500,000, Z, over 10 years. I wonder if they're investing.
I thought it was 500 gross, not net.
I don't know whether it was net or gross. I don't think that really matters.
Kind of does, because if they only made a total of $500,000 over the years, over 10-year time period, you got to put some shit into the school. You can't just take all 500 of that grand and go on trips and spend money.
That's probably net, dude. That's not fucking gross.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It can't be gross to where they're taking all that. Like, that's all the school has made in 10 years. That's insane. Yeah.
No. That's no.
Okay, yeah. They were just able to embezzle $500,000.
That's what they were siphoning off.
In 10 years. Yeah, they were able to embezzle and collect on their own. Okay, yeah. So, fuck, dude, that's nuts, man. That sucks. Sucks for kids that went to that school.
Sucks for the parents that fucking funded
Sister Mary Margaret Kruper and Sister Lana Lang of St. James Catholic School in #Torrance. Damn.
Something about the name Lana and being a sister or a nun.
School principal. Okay, so wow, one was so Kruper was the school's principal and Lang was a teacher. So it's kind of cool.
Well, the thing about this that's a little bit weird.
They're telling us how the investigation launched.
Oh, I break that down then.
Well, the investigation into the nuns was launched when a family happened to request a copy of a check made out to the school, and the staff noticed it had been deposited in a bank account other than the school's.
This is bullshit.
That's some snitch shit, though, to find out.
No, but listen to this. No other staff members are suspected of wrongdoing. A bullshit. The archdiocese is cooperating.
You think bullshit? Because like how
Yes.
big? No, dude. Because how big was your high school? How many staff?
I have no idea. Like a couple hundred probably.
Really? Couple hundred?
If two of them were fucking around, I guarantee you way more than that were fucking around. And
Well,
listen to
I'd say
this,
more.
dude. The archdiocese is cooperating with Torrance police, but is unwilling to be a complaining party. The archdiocese's lawyer, the fact that the fucking archdiocese has a lawyer is an issue, told parents the decision was made because the nuns order, the Sisters of St. Joseph's of Carondelet, has agreed to pay the school full restitution and impose severe sanctions on Cooper.
That's good.
The Catholic Church is just writing fucking checks and sending people out
Away. What else did they
different
just get into, man? Catholic
rape,
Church got into
dude.
Brophy,
got popped in Arizona,
and
which
all
is
that.
is a Jesuit school here.
God, dog.
And it's unfortunate, man. But
Yeah.
those guys, they just cover it up. They pay some people off and move you out. Next, what else we got?
Here we go.
This is bullshit.
Substitute teacher fired after telling kids Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and the Easter Bunny doesn't exist. Hey, teacher, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, dude, go kick
From
rocks.
the Weber Boys and the Social Awkward podcast, go jump off a cliff.
Kick rocks, dude.
And you know what, dude? I hope when you jump off the cliff, I hope you die, and I hope God gets to bring you up to heaven for a few minutes to get a taste and show, hey, here's the Tooth Fairy, here's the Easter Bunny, and here's Santa Claus and all of his elves whipping up Christmas presents for all the children that you taught. So that's what I'm going to do.
And then you want to know what else, dude? And you want to know what else? One of those guys is building an elevator to send her down to hell.
Yep.
Where she belongs.
Yep.
With a special place. Because if you're going to
Well, I don't want to be the judge of that. I don't want to be judging if it's up to them to go to hell or not. Because she could be saved, but...
But here's the thing. If you're going to tell a whole room of first graders that there ain't no
Well,
Santa, if you're going to say to first graders there ain't
Of course
no
it's in
Santa,
New Jersey. Of course it's in New Jersey.
Hey.
Ultimate Grinch after she... Yeah, that's... Oh, first grade?
First graders, dude.
Let's read this. Hashtag roommates. There are some things just don't do. A New Jersey substitute teacher became the ultimate Grinch after she let her entire...
A sub.
First grade class know ain't no Santa, bitch.
Not in my class, dude. If a sub ever came in and tried to fuck around like this in our class, there'd have been hell to pay.
If I was the teacher, dude, I'd be beating ass, dude. But I'm like, dude, why?
It wouldn't even just be me.
You know what
dude.
kind of you know what kind of heat I got to deal with?
I would have had a whole class of degenerates looking to spitball that bitch up if she's starting to spout off about
Sucks
no Santa
though, dude,
Claus.
because now the parents are like, dude, we just did all this work, and
What do they do? They got to take their presents back.
Well, the good news is they're still in first grade. So the good news is the first grade age, you can produce and bring it back. Like, dude, that teacher
She was
sub
on drugs.
You know what a sub is, dude?
And
It's someone. If I'm the dad there, I'm gonna be like, dude, you know what a sub is? I'm like, what? People that aren't smart enough to actually be a teacher. Like, I know that's not true, but I would just say that to make him feel better. Actually, I wouldn't say that because then he would tell his next sub. My daddy told me that.
You want to know what I would say?
And actually, no. Well,
I would say that specific one's on drugs.
I would say that. I'd be like, that one's on drugs.
Yeah, she was
you
on
stay
bath
away
salts.
from her.
And you want to know what? Because that you get two birds stoned with one joint and just have the drug talk then too. So now you've scared the shit out of your 8-year-olds to never do drugs like we got.
Yeah.
So, you get to do both of those things at once at a young age, and that's how you do it. You tell your kid that your teacher was on bath salts.
Yep.
This is why you don't do drugs. You say stupid shit.
Like sin doesn't exist. Like if the tooth fairy isn't real, where'd that $5 come from? Didn't come from the bank.
And
bank's not giving you $5.
And fuck me if the Easter Bunny doesn't hide eggs every year.
Yeah.
How does he know?
And who else comes down your chimney on December 25th
and eats
every
cookies
year
and milk
at 2 a.m.? Name someone else.
At that
3, 2, 1, go. Name someone else other than Kris Kringle, a.k.a. Santa Claus, that doesn't slide down your chimney every December 25th and bring you a bunch of presents and somehow find a way to fit them all and fly in the air with reindeer. Tell me that. Riddle me that on how that's not a thing.
Who else does that?
Substitute lady. Get out of here.
substitute human being is what that is, dude.
Go substitute yourself in
You know what
prison,
she is?
dude.
She's the start of the AI. She's a substitute human
Go
being.
substitute these nuts.
That's what AI teachers would do.
It's not cool, man.
Santa Claus does not exist.
God, that's such a bummer, man.
Neither does the Tooth Fairy.
Anyways.
You will be smart now because...
Well, looks like we've got an ad. Last one. Dude, I had no idea. This kind of slid under the rug for me because I've been busy. Offset and Cardi B, I guess, broke up, and I kept seeing these posts saying Offset was like, fuck y'all, I miss Cardi. There's rumors about him having a menage a trois with, what was the name? It was something like Sunny Bunny or something.
Sony.
Okay, the original line is, oh, dude. So they were, Cardi B remixed to the lyrics to Motorsport, and she was on stage, and the original line is, I get up, set off, I turn Offset on, I told him the other day, man, we should sell that porn. And then... Oh, meanwhile, Bunny posted to IG for an apology, later cried in a video interview about the affair. Okay, so she opened up about it. Heavily auto-tuned song about the scandal. There's something on here that had the...
Just such a...
Dude, what are these ads, Complex, dude? Get these full page...
I'm just such not an advocate for cheating.
I'm not either, man. I really have no...
So if Offset was cheating on Cardi, dude, then fuck Offset.
Cardi seems cool, man. I like Cardi.
I don't understand it. I never will understand it.
Me neither. Just don't do it, or like just don't be in a relationship, you know.
Yeah.
And like,
I've never done it. I don't know.
Never done it either.
I don't know if it's ever been done to me. I'm sure, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever been. I don't think it has.
It sucks that it is a part of life.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, man. I'm ready to go fucking eat, dude.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say this one. Yeah. Anyways, let's
what do you
knock
wanna
out
say?
the two.
Say something.
Well, I was just gonna say I was trying to find the name. Sunny Bunny, and there was another one. They were trying to. Oh, Summer Bunny and Cuban Doll. Offset tried to request a threesome menage a trois with Cuban Doll and a woman who goes by Summer Bunny. So there you have it.
It's like Cuban Dolls denying it.
It's all based on clout. Yeah. What isn't these days?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, so that's the current events. And just do that real quick. Get the logo back up. All right, let's do some listener topics. We've got two good ones. Read some more, but we're just going to do two. Keep it easy. The first one is what to do when you are running low on gas when you're on your grind. Shout out to my good buddy Moach out in Boulder, Colorado, killing it. Ask that question. That's a damn good question, man. Because we've been there. I'm sure there's been times in our lives where we've posted and we've, hasn't seemed like there have been times, but there's been some times throughout this process of getting.
I would say that the best thing to do, man, is there's a couple of things there you could get, depending on how your credit is. If your credit's good, maybe think about getting some sort of like a gas card or something like that,
or even just a credit card and just paying that balance.
Credit card,
build your credit.
Yeah,
I wish I would have done that. That was the one advice I didn't. That was some of the advice I didn't take.
But maybe see about getting one, like particularly at a gas station, because then you get some sort of a discount usually. You get rewards,
fuel points or whatever.
Yeah, you can usually, be pretty efficient, and then just do work like some odd jobs to build some cash in the meanwhile. If you gotta go in the alley and
right
and S some D for some M,
well,
for some gas,
that's different.
then you got to do it. But other than that, you could drive Uber or Lyft or something
if
like
you're
that.
21. Yeah, I mean, I think
Work at a bar,
what
or
else do you
restaurant.
do?
Just do something.
Well, it's more so saying, what do you do? I think it's like saying it's like when you're running low on, like a last case scenario, you're on your grind.
Dude, I've been so
hustling.
fucking low though, to the point where I'm past all this, and like I'm now having to.
Hopefully you got AAA and you just call them.
Yeah, like I'm at the point. I've been at the point where I've driven where it says 0 miles for like.
Yeah, I've done that.
I got real lucky one time for a long while that I got to be on some borrowed time when I didn't have any phones.
Well, in the hard, but I'll tell you the one thing you can't do: ask your parents for money, especially when you get to a certain age. There's a certain part you kind of got to stop asking for gas money. I feel like.
Yeah, there's a stigma with that.
Yeah, and because even if like your
Sort of
parents
lunch
know your
money,
situation too, like you don't want to seem like you're that low to where you like don't have gas money. It's like, what the fuck you been spending your money on? Like, well,
yeah,
it's
because
just
that is
tough.
the next question.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I haven't been spending it in anything. I just am
Because in a
broke. I'm
parent's
not making that
mind-
much money.
In a parent's mind, that's like priority numero uno.
Would you
would
spend
be that.
especially when like in my case, the parents are part of the check nowadays for the insurance shit. So they're at that time when I was first getting into business, I'd be making like $300 a week, and they're like, would you spend your money on? So how much you fucking think 300 a week is, or 200 a week? But yeah, it adds up. But
I don't know, man.
get a Tesla.
Yeah, get a fucking Tesla, Mo.
Or a
How about
Prius.
that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've rolled the dice. That's all I could say I've done.
Also,
with
try and
that.
count up all the change too. Like if you're looking for change, you need money. Look in your car because there's always a lot of change right in that middle compartment. And then don't sleep on your bedroom because you'd be surprised on how much loose change you'd
Check
find through your
pockets.
drawers.
Check pockets.
More so than
wallets,
pockets, drawers for me.
Old sweaters old jackets for me. Like if it's in the
Really?
summertime, dude. Yeah, if it's
Dude, I don't have change in any of my clothes ever.
It's not usually change. They're like, but I'll find bills of all different values.
Also, too, I've done this before too. What I used to sometimes if you have access to your parents' house or if you're living at home, sometimes when they're not home, like what I used to do sometimes during like shift at work, and when I first moved out, I could like barely afford to live on my own. I was living with Justin, like he and his girl had just broken up, and then he was like, yeah, just move in, I'll only charge, we won't even have to pay half. I'll just give me whatever you got every week, and that's your rent. And I'm like, all right, shit. So we had a set number, and it was just hard for me to get to that number sometimes. And so with gas, you're running low on gas because you got to, pay the landlord and whatnot. So you got to pay
$500.
you got to pay the piper. Okay, man. Well, times are tough for the kid at one point.
$2,000. That was a good deal.
It was a good deal. I'm not saying it wasn't, but I was, I was 19, dude. I was on the come up. I still am. I'm not paying fucking $2,000 for
All right, so
living
what were you doing for
spaces.
gas, E?
Yeah, so you go to your parents' house, and if your parents have like a shelf or something, like, like our dad has like this little thing where he keeps all this change in. So he keeps all this change and business cards in. It's just change and business cards. So what I would do is I would go up there, up to his bedroom, and I'd go in that little change thing, and I'd just grab all the quarters, and I'd get like $5 or $6 in quarters, and then $5, $6 in quarters. I mean, that gets you at least a quarter tank probably. So yeah, quarter tank, you're good. That'll buy you a few days. Hopefully, your parents restock that, every so often. The key is not to take all of it though. You don't take all the money. You just take part of it, because you want to just get yourself to where you want to get yourself from A to B. On the off chance that you need gas to help you get to C, you can always go back. Next listener topic. Anyways.
We might hit 3 hours today, dude.
Seriously?
It feels like it.
It does.
It's 10.
It is?
Every bit of 10 o'clock.
Let's save this one for next week.
I like that, dude. Let's wrap it up. This has been a fun podcast. If you're just tuning in, I'm Jay.
I'm Z.
And together, we're Jay-Z.
Fun episode.
Chill. Hope. It's been socially awkward. Have a hoot load of fun this week.
Have a good week.
This feeling right now, man, I swear it feel. Yeah.